Hello, welcome to this Monday musings. These collective updates, collective mass consciousness updates as well. Today we're going to be talking about a little hack to find yourself in a state of oneness. Before I do, I just want to give a shout out to two events I have in May. I've got on the 16th of May with the wonderful Jackie White, Starseed Origins. Please do feel welcome to have a browse at that event. We are so looking forward to it, to traversing the stars and finding the medicine of the stars that works for you, who is calling you home right now. And on the 30th of May with Tim Wilde, we are looking at the ascension secret of the 7 sacred suns. So we're going to be doing a trip through all of the suns which are supporting Earth's ascension right now. So that is on May the 30th. And both of those, you can find links below. And also a little sneak preview, because on July the 16th, I'll be doing a live full day event all about ascension and oneness and healing, connecting with who you are. So stay tuned for more information about that, as that will be being launched soon. But for now, let's go into this wonderful topic about oneness. And it's really interesting because within us, and every time I ever do one of these videos, I do always say, I'm like, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, because the way that we are going on this earth, we've got to recognize that our truth is something that is found within our own stillness. Yes, we can hear other people speak, but then it's up to us to recognize whether that vibrates and resonates as truth in that moment or whether it doesn't. So take what resonates as truth, leave what doesn't. But within our being, you'll have heard me speak many times of the multiple versions of ourself, because we are non-physical energy. That's why there is no death, right? We're non-physical energy. That's who we really are. And we're wearing these bodies, these meat suits, as some call it. We're like we've put on an outfit. But really what this is a receptacle. The body is a receptacle. We're here to receive. It's the body's true nature. It can move, it can sing, it can dance, it can breathe, it can do all these amazing things, but really it's a programmable device. That's what the body is. Who you are is the non-physical energy that moves through. But what's really interesting is when you have a body, it comes with a mind. So all of who you are, this non-physical you connected eternally to Source, has created this body, taken habitation within it. And that is what sometimes I refer to as the superconscious mind. The part connected with Source, the part that has all the answers, never any questions, never any surprise, just expecting and knowing, because it is omniscient, omnipotent, fully benevolent. That is the Source energy, that is God, right? Yet also at the same time, because we've forgotten that, there is also another very loud voice. This is the conscious mind. Sometimes we call that ego. We did a free workshop last month, knowing peace amidst chaos. We spoke a lot about the ego there and really understanding that. If that calls to you, go to my website and get the free recording, because it was very helpful for many people to really understand what the purpose of the conscious mind of the ego is. It's not something to be afraid of, but it's something to be able to manage. It's something which offers us guidance and structure and direction, yes. But it's something that we don't want to give full power to, because otherwise it just carries on going in a spiral, right? And it remains very limited. Now, what's really interesting is that where humanity is at right now is that we're still really quite unconscious to who we really are, because we attune more to our ego than we do to our higher self without realizing. Because when we attune into a vibration, attuning to something like that isn't necessarily just a phrase, although phrases can help, affirmations definitely help, absolutely. But if it's remaining up here purely in the mind, then it's actually only the ego doing it. We want to embody that, right? We want to embody that. But to go back to where we want this video to go just for now, because there's so much that we can speak on, really. You've got your highest self voice, who wants to be working as a team and helping and working as a beautiful partnership with your conscious mind, because the conscious mind is helping focus, right? The conscious mind has forgotten, though, all the magic that the higher self has to offer. Because if the conscious mind has a question, all it needs to do is drop down into the heart, breathe and receive. Because when the conscious mind receives, it realizes the conscious mind does not have to be the source of all information. It's not necessary for us to remember encyclopedia amounts of information, because that comes from other people anyway. We are translating it. Whenever someone is saying something, whether it's me, whether it's another, it doesn't matter. When a human is saying something, they are translating energy through their body. The vibration is coming in, and they are translating that vibration, finding the words that that individual is able to find, to put it into sentences, to ideas and structures and offerings of teachings or wisdoms. But what resonates as true for you, because your higher self knows, it knows everything. It is source energy. Source energy, if you imagine it like this big, vast sun, if you imagine it as this big, vast sun, and within each human, like a comet of light has dropped down to be within each human. So now you have this seed of light within you. That's your soul, the seed of light. Connected still with all that is, but the seed of light that you want to grow bigger and bigger. Yet what happens is the conscious mind forgets that that's what we're here to do, that we're here to look after that seed of light and to let it explore and create and develop and receive and be that power source, that wisdom for the conscious mind. But the answers come from that. We forget as well, because we've trained ourselves to go to the mind for an answer, to look like looking through files in a cabinet. Oh, where is it? Okay. Oh, dragons. Where are dragons located here? Oh, okay, there's the D, there's the dragons. What does the file say? That's what we do. We've trained ourselves to be able to recollect things. But really, we do ourselves a disservice in doing that, because we forget that if we actually just stop, breathe, open ourselves up to receive, then all that information will come through anyway, because the higher self has that information. We have to trust it. It is only through attuning to the ego, to the conscious mind, that we forget that we're one. Because the ego mind thinks we're the body. It thinks we're the mother or the father or the daughter or the son. The ego mind thinks we're that man or we're that woman, or we're a scientist, or we're a dancer, or we're a writer, or it's the conscious and the egoic mind that puts those names and categories and boxes and linealities to it. Two things. To ourselves. And that's what causes separation. So a little hack for oneness is to bring your hands to your heart and breathe in nice and deep and nice and slow, welcoming the mind back to the heart, welcoming the conscious mind back to the higher self within, with arms ever open, always connected with source, always plugged in. That big sun. That's what the higher self is. And when you connect here, and you realize, you zoom out to that bird's eye view, you realize that every person on this planet has that same seed of light you do, differently expressed, interpreted differently, but each person, each being, each animal, each tree, everything has a little seed of the sun within them that they're growing as well, but still connected to that beautiful, ever expansive source of light. Because when you attune to that version of you, that source of light, that massive sun up there, as we are using in this analogy, you can look down in a bird's eye view and see, there's a beam of light in that person there, there's a beam of light in that person there, there's a beam of light in that person there, but they all come back to one. So a little hack is to attune yourself, to recognize where you're attuning. Are you attuning to your name? Are you attuning to who you think you are as a human? Or a starseed or a light worker or whatever you call yourselves? It doesn't matter, because once again, they're the mind doing that, the ego mind, the conscious mind. Or can you take a deep breath and relax that hold just for a moment, that need to identify for just a moment, and realize that all is well. Because when you see things from above, you see the interconnectivity. You see that there is also, if you attune, so if you identify with all that is, with that source energy, then you realize that not only are you a part of source energy, but so is that person there, and that person there, and that person there, there, and there. And if that's all source energy, all benevolent, omniscient, and omnipotent, there's never any competition, there is never any fear, there's never any separation. We would never want to hurt or harm or feel in fear for what another might say or do or think or believe. For if we see that seed of light within them, we actually help each other grow. We help our own seed of light grow and theirs. We then feel connected, we feel at one, we feel at peace. That world that we're all wanting to create is already here. You just have to vibrate the same resonance as it. The ego, the conscious mind, has a lower resonance vibration than the superconscious or higher mind, the higher self. Make a conscious choice. Where are you attuning? Which vibration do you want to see from? See from whose eyes? A little oneness hack. See from the eyes of your higher self, or from the source energy that is connected to all things, which means that it is all things. When you know that you've attuned there, when you feel such peace, calmness, stillness, and love, freedom, and abundance with every single being around you. And you just got to keep practicing that. And then you'll carry on creating from that point of attraction, from that being, consciously creating, rather than trying to evade the creations that the conscious mind's been focusing on. Anyway, before we get into rambling, I'm just going to wrap this video up. And I'll see you next week. Well, I'll see you on Wednesday for Wednesday's meditation and star channeling on the Saturday. But yeah, I'll see you next week for another thought. And if you've got suggestions for what you wish to hear spoken about, I saw someone emailed me with them asking me to speak on something. So I look forward very much to bringing that topic in, because they wanted to know, if everything is energy, then is the world really holographic, or is it real? What is it? How do we know? So I really look forward to delving into that next week. So much love.